All right. So in case you ain't heard, Eddie Hearn just got a $1 billion deal with this app, this boxing app that's he's about to put out here in the United States. And that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. It's a fucking good thing because it's another outlet for boxing. By far. That being said, there are pros and cons to everything. Now, the pro, obviously, like I said, it's another outlet for boxing. And that benefits me, that benefits you, that benefits all boxing fans. The con is it's $20. Now, this thing to me has more cons than pros, period. For the simple fact of the matter, if you look at HBO, if you look at Showtime, if you subscribe to those two apps, they're $10 a piece. So you're actually asking double the market price than what premium channels here are asking for. Now, that's a problem to me because you're asking over a set market price. The set market price for HBO is $10. The set market price for Showtime is like $10. And myself, I subscribe to the Showtime app. And you're asking for $20. You're asking for people to pay twice the amount. To me, that's an automatic con right there. Now, don't get me wrong. You're going to have your hardcore boxing fan base here in the United States spending that $20. You're going to have that, but that number of people could be smaller than what most folks think because you have other ways to stream fights. You got to think about pirating and stuff like that. So you're not going to actually get the full amount of that hardcore boxing base here in the United States, you know? And then the majority of these fight cards, and I've said this to a couple of people, which, like I said, I'm a hardcore boxing guy. I watch fights, this, that, and the third, yada, 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 no matter where they are. But to even casual fans, you're going to need recognizable names. And the majority of these cards are going to be filled with not only unrecognizable names, but they're going to be filled with domestic UK fighters. And that right there, that's going to turn a lot of people off. So unless Eddie Hearn has a plan to get more recognizable American fighters on these cards, it's going to be a hard sell. It's going to be a hard sell. I know he's issued or he tried to offer contracts to about 8 fighters. I know Errol Spence was one, but Errol Spence, if you don't know, he started his own promotion, so that's out the question. The Charlo said live that they both turned down contracts from Eddie Hearn. Wilder has turned down a contract from Eddie Hearn. So I think the only 4 names that are left that I've heard that he offered contracts to was Mikey Garcia, which Mikey Garcia, I'm hearing, is getting a lucrative offer from Dana White's upcoming Zuffer promotions. So it's going to be a bidding war between those two. And Mikey might just say, fuck it, I'm going to start my own shit, or I'm not going to sign with either promoter. You know? You got Adrian Broner. You got Keith Thurman. And I'm hearing rumors. I think 78 said something about this, that he might be looking at Top Rank as well. So you got another bidding war right there. That's if he decides to sign with a promoter again. That's if he decides to fight again, because we ain't seen him motherfucking in about 2 years. Then you got Danny Garcia. Heard that he's looking to sign a Danny Garcia. That's an option. I don't see anybody else trying to sign a Danny Garcia right now, but who knows? Who knows? I don't know this man's business. I don't know what he got going on. But out of those 8 names, if I mentioned all 8, 4 already said no to you. You're planning 16 shows. You're not going to be able to headline Jarrell Miller and Danny Jacobs on all 16 shows. And the way it's looking right now, I mean, the ratings for Danny Jacobs and even the seating and everything else in the stadium in Brooklyn wasn't all that swell for Danny Jacobs. So this is gonna be an uphill. This is gonna be an uphill thing, man. The best part about this deal for Eddie Hearn, if you ask me, is that it's an 8-year deal. That means they're not shooting for the immediate. They're looking for the long term. The long term, as far as like down the line, because he's going to need time to really get this going, man, to get it off the ground. Because if you want this to work in the United States, you're going to need names that are recognizable to people here in the States. If you don't get these names that are recognizable to people here in the States, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. That's just truth be told. You need the names. And not only do you need the names, you need the opponents for the names. So even though it's good for boxing, I'm not necessarily saying it's going to fail. I'm not. But just know that it's an uphill battle, man. It's going to be an uphill battle for real. And like I said, with the names that have already said no to this, it's going to be even tougher now. I'm out.